So I've been thinking a lot lately about Marx and about the future of capitalism. You know, um, Marx kind of analyzed the sort of development of all these um, different modes of production that society had gone through, from the hunter-gatherer system, which he called primitive communism, to this agrarian system with the big chief, and then um, the agrarian system I guess lasted a long time into this like feudal system, uh, and gave way to capitalism. And then his idea was that then capitalism would eventually reach the end of its rope, and workers would revolt and create a socialist state, and that the socialism would then evolve into communism. Um, and I kind of have mixed feelings about this notion. First of all, I'm not. Uh, I certainly don't agree with socialism as it's been sort of practiced and advocated for most of its history. Um, nor do I agree with the way that capitalism is currently practiced. Um, and I'm often, yeah, I mean, depending on the argument, I've sometimes railed against modern neoliberal capitalism. I'll often defend capitalism, or at least I'll defend capitalists. Yeah, and I think I personally have no problem with the idea of private business owners making a profit. I don't think profit is inherently evil. I don't think that private property is inherently evil. That depends on what you're privatizing. Um, and so, yeah, I think I kind of see what Marx was getting at, and I see that I certainly don't think that capitalism per se will never will always exist. I think every sort of mode of production has given way to something else. But I think Marx was mistaken in seeing it as some something where the workers would rise up and create some revolution against capitalism. Um, I don't think that's really the way that other uh, systems of production have been overthrown in the past. I guess, I mean, in a way, that is what happened under those who under Marxist ideology in the 20th century. I mean, the Russians had revolted. It's actually interesting when you look at the Russian Revolution, um, because in Marxist system, there was a specific order that things went through. We go from this agrarian feudalist society to capitalism, and then capitalism would give way to socialism. What's interesting with the Russian Revolution is that you had people trying to go directly from uh, feudalism, essentially, to socialism while skipping capitalism. And so I sometimes wonder what Marx would have had to say about that. But anyway, yeah, I do think that the one thing about capitalism is that it's kind of it's started to fetishize um, you know money and profit and growth in this way that I don't think can ultimately be sustained. And so I think it ultimately will give way to a system where it changes from an emphasis on wealth to an emphasis on value. And using spiral dynamics, I think you can look at how as I mean a lot of capitalism itself and economics today as a discipline originated at what in spiral dynamics would be the orange mean, the rational, world-centric, achievist, individualist. a place where it's all about going, establishing yourself as an individual and striving for personal success, and it was a very individualistic thing, and it was about you know uh, trying to trying to achieve something for yourself. Um, and then I think, and so I think a lot of the green meme has been more partial to socialism, where they criticize that individualist sentiment in capitalism, and think we should all just take care of each other, and the idea that we should all that profit is something evil. And I think what we need is sort of the coming about of an integral economics, and an integral mode of production. And I think that it has to take account of both the capitalist ideas, the ideas about profit and achievement, but also integrate them into the sort of communitarian values of green, and recognize there are many kinds of values, and that we need a system that honors all those types of values, caring values, as well as self-interested values. And so I sometimes try to imagine what that system would look like, and I don't know that it would necessarily resemble socialism per se. It certainly wouldn't look like capitalism as we have it today. I think would kind of tend to have some features of both of them, and I think that contrary to what Marx was saying, I think it would sort of evolve naturally as consciousness evolves, rather than being some sort of huge revolution that happens all at once. It would just sort of happen over time, just the way that feudalism gradually gave way to capitalism. So I guess that's my little rant for now. Peace.